Y'all, I did something, and I'm super excited about this.
Hey, shh, come here. I have a secret. It's a kayak. In fact, it's what I think is the best fishing kayak you can buy. 3 reasons. It's pedal drive, it's super stable and packed with features, and under $2,000.
What do you say? Y'all ready to see what's under the tarp?
Here's your shot.
Holy fish, bud.
I'm Sean Ritter. I love the outdoors, hunting, fishing. I work a hectic, not traditional job, and I love being a dad. This is my outdoor journey and how I manage my time. I'm here to help you rethink your time and join me, Return to Wild.
I feel like a magician or something. Like,
Ta-da!
oh, check it out. It is my brand new Lightning Strike kayak. We're gonna take a little walk through some of the features and why I decided to go with this kayak over any other brand. So now you're thinking, a kayak, okay. Well, it's not a Hobie, it's not a Jackson, it's not an Ascent. What is Lightning? What is this? Well, it's a kayak maker right here in the Midwest. Love that it's American made. It's actually Minneapolis, Minnesota is where these are. They're rotomolded, I believe, in the Winona, Minnesota area, which is not too far from La Crosse, Wisconsin. And then they actually assemble everything together in Minneapolis and ship them off. I actually had this dropped off right at my house, so I got it direct from Lightning. It was really cool. You know, they ordered it, was like within 6 days. They're like, hey, your kayak's gonna be there. As far as the kayak itself without the seat and any of the stuff inside it, I believe it's 82 pounds, and then fully rigged with everything, it's like 94 pounds. Specs, you can check them out right there. Like I said, why a Lightning, a brand that you might not have heard of, and what makes this kayak so awesome. I'm going to walk you through from front to back all of the features, and we'll start with the very first and probably most important feature in anything that you're going to put on water and try and stand and fish out of.
And that is the hull itself. It's a tri-hull, which means it is an incredibly stable kayak on the water.
First thing that stands out to me that's awesome about this yak is the front handle. It's molded in, it's all a part of it. You don't have to worry about the situation where you got a handle on a rope when you're trying to pull on something, that rope breaks, you no longer got a handle. It's beefy, it's sturdy for lifting up, getting in and out of the water, getting it up on top of your truck, in and out of your truck, whatever it would be. It's nice to have this, and there's one in the front and one in the back, again, that's molded right in. Obviously you got your hatch. This is a huge hatch, tons of storage space. Let's take a show a look inside. And so I've actually got this hatch liner that's separate. You purchase them, they got all the safety flag that's in there too. But this actually helps keep things super watertight. It's actually sealed around here, and the amount of space inside, I could almost crawl. I mean, just check this out. You know, it goes deep. You know, obviously it runs the whole length of things, which I would think if you want to store, you know, maybe an anchor pole, a push pole, rods even, you could do that easily right down the sides. Given it's a 12.5 foot kayak, I mean, 8-9 foot rod without a problem is going to store perfectly right up inside this really spacious hatch. Of course, it's not completely waterproof. I mean, there is a chance there could be water in there, so hopefully you don't want to get wet, but that's where this thing comes in handy and works out pretty good. And then obviously you've got the Freedom Drive, which is their exclusive drive that they have. The thing snaps in and out really conveniently, just like most of the drives, obviously. Pedal drive. You do got to be careful when you're putting it in. They say the best way to put it in is to make sure that your adjustments are straight up and down. If you put it in a little different and tip to the side, you can easily break off these fins. These fins also can be replaced. The Hobie turbo fins do fit on here. They make a separate kit that makes this longer, everything. So if you want to do it, that's one of the options. But just the way this, again, easily snaps right in. You're set to roll. All right, another thing about this Freedom Drive, and specifically the Lightning Strike kayak, that I think is kind of neat they built in. As far as the drive system here, you're coming into a beaching situation, you're coming into some really skinny, shallow water, breaking off these fins, that's expensive. Hate to do it. Just push one pedal forward and they go up tight right here against it. There's actually a little recess in the hull for the fins to tuck up tight, so you can really get yourself into some skinny water. You know, you use your push pull, your paddle or something to get you through some stuff. But it's a way to kind of save on those fins. The drive itself, adjustable. You can go, you know, forward, backward based on the height that you are. You can squeeze this, so you can go back and forth. Really adjustable. Straps come off. You want to have them, you don't want to have them.
All right, so let's talk about another feature in this kayak. Let's say you don't want to use the pedals and you actually just want to paddle. Well, you can simply snap yourself out, pull the drive. They sell this separately with it, but it's awesome. It's actually a drive plug. Plugs it in so it makes it, you don't have this giant hole in the front. I mean, obviously still get some water around it, but you're not gonna have the giant hole to drop something in. They've also got foot braces built right in here, so you kind of put your feet up against there, give yourself a little leverage as you're paddling. They seriously thought of everything with this kayak.
Another cool feature that comes on this kayak is the rails. There is two 16-inch rails right up on the front here. This awesome deck matting that comes right in the front helps with comfort of feet, also helps with some silence. You kind of drop something on it, it's a lot quieter hitting this than just hitting the molded plastic. And they put a round 8-inch hatch up in the front here, which has got a cool little pouch and kind of holds some stuff in it. Again, the hull itself is not 100% guaranteed waterproof, so if you're looking for something that you don't want to get wet, maybe not in here, but you can keep keys, other stuff like that, or if you want to like maybe put a small dry bag underneath there. Still trying to figure out exactly what I want to use it for, but I like having this. I like the fact that it locks off. The top here has actually got a great seal around it, so as far as from top side, it's waterproof, but again, if anything does happen to get into the hull, you can't guarantee because everything just washes through there. So we went through the hatch, we went through the 16-inch rails, drive, the padding, the 8-inch hatch, cup holders, molded in cup holders. You don't have to have a secondary aftermarket cup holder that takes up spot on a rail or whatever. These cup holders come molded in and they're draining. So if you got a beverage in there that's sweating it all in the hot sun, you don't have a bunch of water just kind of sitting in there, it'll actually drain and run right out. Kind of just one of those little features that they added that I think is kind of cool. And then right next to that round hatch, you've got actually your rudder pull tab. You just pull it, rudder's down, I'm gonna pull the rudder up, pull it, locks back in place. And the rudder on this actually breaks away, so if you were to hit something, stump a tree, it'll flip up and stow away. All right, and then back in the cup holders, you've got the rudder control. What's kind of cool about these as well is both sides. I've got mine quick. I'll pull the seat off here. You can see I've got rudder controls on both sides, so I've actually have a rudder down right now. If I want to steer, I can do it from either side. So maybe you got something in one hand, you need to steer. You know, you can only reach to the left, you can do it, or you only reach to the right, you can do either way. Steering on both sides is really cool. The seat itself, there's a little cam buckle here which locks it in place. It comes in 3 different positions. So you've got the low position, you've got a medium position, and you've got a high position. So it's fully adjustable, really quick and easy to adjust it. And you can pull on these straps here to kind of tighten things to adjust, you know, how stiff it is here. I've sat in it, and I think it's actually kind of a comfortable chair. I think if you're a larger person, maybe I could see where you get a little uncomfortable, maybe after a long day, but you could, you know, throw on some other pads on the back or on the seat and make it more comfortable. For me personally, I find it pretty comfortable. I like the seat that comes standard with it. The rear scupper holes are also reinforced. If you plan on using a kayak cart with the rods that go through it, this is perfect. Next to the seat, you've got your paddle tether. There's one on both sides. You got a little recessed groove here as well, which I think is kind of cool that, you know, allow you to put your paddle there. A rod could also go there if you wanted. There's 2 rod holders that come built right into this kayak. Again, saving from having to put more things on rails. And speaking of rails, there's more of them in the back tank well area. You've got 4 8-inch rails set up in here, so you could put, you know, a flag. You want to put some other rod holders in here. The bungee system in here is really, really tight to hold in an H crate, a regular fishing crate, whatever you want to put back in here. Again, more of that deck matting is all over the back. This rear hatch area here, not useful for anything other than if you do need to get access to inside the hull near the back, you can pull this off and get it there, but it's not as far as storage option goes. They also include right in the back there, the square one, is access to the rudder for any sort of maintenance you may have to do on the rudder as well. And I mentioned the awesome handle in the front. Same molded, sturdy handle right there in the back. I hope I hit everything. I kind of ran through things really fast, but I think it's an awesome kayak. I love having that matting. It just looks kind of cool with the, you know, etchings in it. You know, you got the paintings on the side. Love having the steering on both sides. I love that freedom drive. I'm excited to get out, and so that means there's going to be a lot more fishing content on the channel. There's going to be a lot of kayak fishing stuff on the channel. I'm gonna document as well everything that I kind of do as far as adding on and working on it. I'm gonna, you know, figure out the crate situation, storage, what I want to do with things as I start adding electronics onto it, how I do it. This kayak does come with a spot on the bottom that you can actually put your transducer in the hull, depending upon what fish unit you go with. I haven't really decided exactly what I want to do yet, so if you got an idea of what you suggest for a fish finder unit, feel free, drop it down in the comments. I'm still kind of open to some different possibilities of what I want to do, whether I'm looking for something I mount in, or I do something that's, you know, set on a rail and, you know, an arm that comes down the side. I still haven't figured it out, but I'm gonna get out and fish a little bit without electronics and just have some fun at it. I think having a boat like this is going to allow me to get out and enjoy some of the things that I do on short periods of time. You know, I mentioned all the time being a dad and how you fit your favorite hobbies in. I can easily throw this kayak on top of my vehicle. I go to work, get done with work, quick run out to a lake, put it in, fish for a couple hours, put it back in the truck, go pick up my kid from, you know, and there's no loss of family time. Just, you know, those little bits of free time. To have this pretty transportable, you know, and keep it at the house. It's not something I have to drop in a storage unit. You know, it doesn't require I gas it up everywhere. It's, I think, going to open up a lot of possibilities to go and explore a lot of cool things in both fishing and maybe even duck hunting down the road. Sneak this into some skinny waters.
If you want to know more about kayak fishing, next I'm going to tell you the 5 things you need to get started. And if you want to see the coolest kayak fishing experience I've ever had in my life, check out this video over here.